Hi everyone, today I am here to talk to you about how to make the recorder sound good. Now for a moment I want you to picture this. It's a music classroom. Everyone's playing a song and there's one student who's playing and as soon as we're done the song, up goes the hand. And I'm like, yes? There's something wrong with my recorder. It's not playing right. And I'm like, oh honey, it's not the recorder, it's you. So now I'm going to teach you how not to be roasted by your music teacher. Okay, so there are two fundamentals on getting your recorder to actually sound good. The first is making sure that you're actually covering the holes. This is really important. It changes the quality of the sound if you're not. And because it's difficult in a classroom to double check because you often don't have mirrors, I really highly suggest, and of course all of you at home are able to do this, is stand in front of a mirror and double check that you can't see any of the holes underneath your finger pads. Okay, so I just want to remind you that I'm going to look backwards to you. So I am playing with my left hand at the top, even though in the video it looks like I'm playing with my right. So you're doing the opposite from me. And if you're ever not sure, grab your brother or sister, your parent, and just double check with them. Okay, so first of all, let's try B, A, and G. Those are the first three notes that every recorder player starts off with on the first day. So let's start with B. We're covering the hole at the back with our thumb. And again, I'm pressing down firmly with the finger pad to make sure that I'm fully covering the hole. B is first finger and thumb. A is first two fingers and thumb, and G is first three fingers and thumb. So as soon as we get to G is usually when I start to hear the problems come up. And again, it can be because of the shape of your hand or the size of your hand. If you're really young, like even some of the 8-year-olds who are playing, your fingers just might not be quite long enough to cover those holes yet. So you're gonna have to work extra hard to press down with the pads of your finger. And that's the little cushy part at the end of your finger. You want to avoid gripping or using, I call them like owl talons. You want to avoid using talons and playing with the tip of your finger because chances are you're not covering the holes that way. So again, the rest of your hand is pretty relaxed, but you're pressing down firmly with your fingers. So that's one way to make sure that the recorder sounds good when you play. Second thing that's going to help you to have an awesome sound on the recorder is not blowing so hard. So you actually don't need very much air to get a sound out of the recorder. This is not a tuba. It's not a trumpet. It's not a flute. You don't need lungs of steel to get a sound on the recorder. In fact, I use maybe a quarter of the air that I normally use on my flute to get through phrases. So when you're taking in air, again, you're filling up your belly. Breathing in through your nose gets you the most air that you're going to need, but then you're only letting out a thin stream of air, not everything all at once. And again, you're going to want to double check in a mirror that you're not puffing your cheeks out when you're playing, because that means all the energy and the air is getting trapped that way when you want it to go that way into the recorder. Okay, so let's go over B, A, and G. Again, I'm making sure to take a supported breath using my abdominal muscles, but I'm not going to let all my air out at once. And I'm also making sure to use the correct fingerings. Just to review, the two things you need to remember in order to have the best sound possible in the recorder are make sure you're covering the holes completely. Don't blow so hard.